Becoming better.
So life is beautiful, right? Been certified and doing a lot of work. Yeah. Okay, so since you are here and I have with me one of my mentors, as I have been working with him. So currently I'm working on the coaching and speaking side. Also, I'm engaging in another business, and I've been working with biologists for the last 4 5 years. So like we'll be doing, he will be also highlighting on the importance of entrepreneurship for us. But before I hand over to him, I would like to just thank you for joining, first of all. Hmm. So you've been doing this, the challenges. How is your experience so far?
How to start? I would say, you know, just being in social media has really helped me to how to say help me to be known.
Hmm.
Before I would say like 0.01% people will know who Sofati is. But now, since my audience, I have grown my TikTok audience to 23K, and
Hmm.
whenever I go to any island, also they will recognize me as coach. So through that, I would say that's a really good thing. So whenever I may introduce this challenge, they
Hmm.
will always, ask about this. And so it's
Hmm.
not a new person, new thing.
Hmm.
So I would say that's I am learning and just learning this entrepreneur. I would say this trying to be the entrepreneur thing.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
I love the way you interact and how people are engaging with you. That's the first step, isn't it? To get into the space, to let people know. Now, as you said, whenever I travel, there'll be people who comes in from the airport on the harbor, and somebody will just shake hands and you have changed my life. I think
Yes.
that's the best statement that we can hear, isn't it? But,
Yes. And
yeah.
just getting random messages, you know the particular video about the particular video, it really helped me and those things. So every day I'm getting those kind of messages, and I am, reading that will help me to have a very positive mindset. It makes
Hmm.
my day.
Yes, indeed. So let's imagine from there to another 5 years. If you can really step into the zone and if you can make a difference, how do you see your life?
Hmm. I want to see the clarity.
Hmm.
I want to be more than just, how do I say, more than just a coach.
Hmm.
But
More than just
I am not very sure. But I know something is
hmm.
there. I need to dig in and just, get the clarity.
Hmm.
As, last year, I said I want to uh, quit my job and
Hmm.
focus on my business.
Hmm.
And I
Okay.
am putting my resignation in 1 month, because
Is,
so many things is going on. And
hmm.
my tuition business is, alhamdulillah, it's doing really good. That's why I want to focus on this education sector,
Yes.
just giving these things. And I want to at least free myself from office and get some time to think about what are the options I have.
Hmm.
Because I like, I know whenever I am in office, I don't have that kind of time to think about anything. I
Hmm.
don't know how I am juggling from this and that. And so many things is going there. So I want to just, you know, take something from my plate and have a clear mind to think what are the
Hmm.
options I can explore.
Hmm. Okay, that's really good. I think that's part of what we wanted tonight as well. We wanted get started from the employee mindset to entrepreneurship mindset. What is the like the first point you have to think about is what is your why? What do you want to do? So that's our intention for tonight. Actually, this is a series of webinars. We will be doing total 9 webinars at a stretch, like every night on one topic, and we'll be exploring the topics. This is how we have planned it. And as you are aware, this is a part of a program that I'm doing. So I'll also be talking about the program sometime later. Okay, we have another participant. Who is iPhone? Could you please show up? Okay, probably he or she is getting settled. Until then, you mentioned a few things. Let me just ask you a little bit more. You mentioned that you are quitting in 1 month. Why is the decision? Is it a
I
conscious decision?
I have no, I have been thinking about it since last year,
Hmm.
and I want to. And last December, I mark the date before Ramadan starts. I will put my resignation.
Hmm.
So, and because I want to focus on other things,
Hmm.
and nothing is getting better at office.
Hmm.
So many responsibilities, and I thought last year first I thought I will at least release some of my duties and try to do other things when while I'm at work. No, while I'm at the job, but I don't see that happening.
Hmm.
So many responsibilities, and so so
It's
I
so
had to.
frustrating, right? At the end of the day, it's so frustrating. Yes.
Yes, so much.
Okay, I can
So
understand your feeling and where you are, because I think in 2022, I was there, and I made a conscious decision. At the beginning of 2022, I started my master's in research studies. So in January intake, I started my master's in research studies, and I studied the whole semester. I did the exam, and I had to write 3 proposals. So what I decided, like I got frustrated like you. So I asked the question myself, like, am I going to focus on these 3 research proposals, or am I going to like develop my business in that scenario? And I made a very conscious decision. Like, I mean, I paid around 28,000 rupiah for the semester, and I studied. And then at the end of the day, I asked myself the question: for me, the business, starting the business is important, or for me to get this certificate is important? And finally, I decided, okay, I'll again pay this 28,000 rupiah, and I will do the course. But now I want to focus on my exam, I mean business. So what I did was I kept the research proposals. I did started my business, and once I was established, I was able to earn like good. Then, like this year again in January, I mean last year in January, I started again, and alhamdulillah, now I have completed the postgraduate diploma, and currently I am doing the research. It's for the final phase, where I have only 3 chapters to write. So I would say that decision to make that, getting that clarity, and I would say you are in the right place to get that clarity. So let's talk about it. Okay, so let me ask one more question from you. You have made a decision that before Ramadan you are going to quit, and now we have only like not 15 days or so. We are very nearby.
yes.
Yeah. So based on your current status, are you like ready to jump, or would you consider giving you some time more and then establish yourself a little bit more? What are your thoughts?
Um, First, last year, because I am a very finance person, I have been planning everything. Like, I need to earn this much money, even if I'm working or not.
Hmm.
So since last year, for like 8 months, I have been hitting my target, and
Hmm.
I have been calculating everything. So now I can, alhamdulillah, I can, smoothly get out of the work and still earn the amount before before I joined the office. So I was thinking about financially first because I have my student loan. My focus is on that. And I believe that if I can focus on my this coaching and tuition, I'll be able to earn more than currently what I'm earning. That's the
Hmm.
calculation. And I have been hitting the target for 8 months, and I have the trust that maybe that is the reason you know, I'm just hitting on this decision to put the resignation on 27th February. I have already
Okay.
written my resignation letter also.
Okay, I would say if you have enough money and if you have hit the target for the last 8 months, I'll just assure you because I know you. I've been working with you. I know your level of commitment. I can assure you, you can submit the resignation, and I will help you. Like what I have been promising is that first $5,000 target. I can assure you that you can hit that target. So first of all, you are in the right place. So congratulations for making that decision. Okay, so let me just call Fatun. Fatun, could you please put on the camera as part of a rule for this program? Like we are ensuring that we have the camera on for the participants.
Oh, okay. Give me 2 minutes.
Yes, please. Okay. Okay, while Fatun get ready, let me ask one more question from Safat. What's your biggest fear that okay you are about to start this like submit the resignation? What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is what will, everyone around me will say
Hmm.
about this. Getting a job in an island is difficult, like very difficult, and getting a senior job is also very difficult. But uh, I would say it's not worth it. I have been in this, this cycle for more than 3 years, and I don't see that,
Progress, right?
I don't see that, I am so much is going. It's not worth it. I would say it's not worth it, even though I'm in Ireland and this particular post, the recognition, it's not worth it at all. So
Hmm.
the biggest fear is like everyone will say why you did that. Like I have to answer them. That is my biggest fear right now.
To answer
But
them, yes.
yeah, because now I have spoke with my mom, of course, my husband, and my father-in-law. Those are the like three important person who I need to at least give an explanation. I believe, and they said I am mature enough to take a decision. So whatever I choose, they will, respect it
Hmm.
because they all know what I have gone through and how
Hmm.
everything is. But because since I am in Ireland, I will see everyone every day, right? Everyone will ask the same question. I think I'll need to uh, get ready with some good answers so to give them whenever they ask.
Okay.
So
So you
this
need,
is my,
so you're more worried about the people, right?
thinking about
Uh,
that.
yes, yes.
I
I
don't
get.
know why. I Yes.
So for this one, I'll just give a very, very clear answer. So at the moment, I just finished writing my second book. It's called the No One Cares Theory. Okay.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that, and I I thought about myself. Really, no one cares. I mean, why would I care when they don't care about anyone?
Hmm. I mean,
But
even
you
the
know,
person, even the person who asks you the question, like they even doesn't care. I mean, they.
exactly, exactly.
Yes. Okay. So like we will deal with it. It's like something like take the example where when you wanted to do public speaking, you thought that people would be like judging you, but then like if you have look at the span of your public speaking career, like when you started doing the speeches from today, how many people actually cared about what you said? Nobody. Isn't it? Nobody.
Yeah,
Nobody cared
yeah.
about it's only in your imagination. So we will sort that out. We will deal with it. It's not a problem. So I just finished writing my book. I'm trying to see whether I can push myself to publish it or in April when I travel to Maldives. It says I've done a lot of research on it, and it says like no one cares about you. No one has that time. Of course, when people see you, they will think and they will keep on asking, but nobody cares at the end of the day. So it's not a problem. I would say your people, the only concern I will have for you, like as somebody who knows you, is okay, you have a student loan. So you have a student loan, of course, you are earning enough. So your paycheck from your office and your paycheck from your current work, these two are like almost equal, or like you have been hitting the target. So the question I would focus more is after paying this student loan only from this money, will you still have like enough for you to have your like shoulders high and say that I'm earning? Because without this one, it would be a problem. It would be a
Yes,
problem. Without
exactly.
this one, it would be a problem, because the moment you don't have, your self confidence will start going down. And then although you are very determined to work, it will drag you unconsciously. That unconscious part would be there. So like we'll talk about this one in detail in the like upcoming scenarios. So let me get back to Fatun. Fatun, how are you? You're on mute.
I'm good. How are you, Miss?
Alhamdulillah, I'm great too. So I saw that you are interested in entrepreneurship as well. What's your,
Yes.
what are your biggest challenges? Since we
My
have only
biggest,
like few, I'm just trying to allocate some time for each of you.
yeah, my biggest challenge is that actually don't know where to start
Hmm.
because I have been thinking about for this for a quite some time, and I have some Facebook, I mean the Instagram pages that have sell some products also, but I actually don't think it's something that I can depend on. And I have
Hmm.
been quite sick lately also, and I'm not very, I can sit in chairs for longer hours. So I took a leave of two weeks after my treatment, and I feel like I should really work on something that can earn me money on my own time, which is also
Hmm.
equivalent to my current salary. I have been doing some math, but still I'm not being able to figure out what could work best for me. So I'm still in the thinking zone.
Okay, great, great. So you have, since you are currently in the employee and you haven't done much, you
Mm.
have a lot to figure out, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So your one thing is where to start also. How about time? Let's say, let's give a hypothetical scenario. You are currently in the job. So the
Hmm.
job requires you 8 hours, 9 hours per day. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say if you get an opportunity to work based on your current medical situation, would you be
Mm-hmm.
able to allocate another 2 hours on a daily basis to grow yourself? Because like, let's say, unlike Safat has been working on herself, like she has been doing the work. So she is like ready to make that leap. But
Mm-hmm.
for you to, you have to first establish yourself, create that ground, and then make the leap.
Yeah, I can allocate at least 1 hour now
Hmm.
because I'm
Hmm.
still taking some after work. I'm taking some time for to go the treatment also,
Hmm.
so I can currently allocate 1 hour.
Okay. So how long this treatment is going to take for you?
It's going to by the end of this month.
Okay. Okay. So how are you feeling up with the treatment? Are you feeling better?
I am feeling a bit better, but I still have pain in my lower back, and
Is
I
it
have to
because of
take.
long hours of sitting? Are you getting the pain?
Yeah, it is. So I just don't stay in the office now. I just leave at the when it's over.
Since I met you 2.5 years, I think 3 years back, you have been the workaholic, right? Always
Yeah,
sitting.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we will try to peel up as we go along, and I would say for you, like each one of you, to have that clarity that I need
Mhm.
to do something, that urge I need to do something, like it's time that I make that decision. That's the
Mhm.
beginning step of anything great. And when you
Yeah.
start, it's also important, like for me, like I wouldn't ask you to jump directly into something. And then
Mhm.
like, that's what we've identified. Like Sofat has been working on herself. So, okay, she is earning something on her own. That means even if she makes the leap now, okay, these 8 hours daily, whatever she is allocating for her work, she can allocate for this one and then try to create that business. But for you, you have to initially get something going until you can at least make this up to here. And then, so that's the difference for both of you. So
Yeah.
before like I go talk about what I offer, like you all know, I am the coach, trainer, and speaker. That's what I am doing, and I am helping
Mhm.
people to establish themselves as entrepreneurs. And currently, for all these years, I think since I started, I was struggling because I cannot like jump into the international market. But now Bank of Maldives has opened the door, and now they give the merchant service where I can collect from somebody, so that we are open to the international market. We can open
Mhm.
ourselves to the international market. So what I want to emphasize is, now we don't have to be limited. We can do, like the only thing is we have to know the right resources. We have to tap into something that works, a formula, because in entrepreneurship we say that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but rather you have to just pick up a system that works and then do it. Just repeat the process, and that's what I've been doing all this long. So it took me like almost 14 years to figure it out. But then alhamdulillah, I was like 14 years of trying, failing. I was able to figure it out. And I think Sopat would have heard the story where like I set a target the previous December to like within 3 months to make $20,000 in 100 days. And I was able to make $27,000 in 20, like 45 days. So the idea is, if you follow the process and if you do the right thing, that you can do it. That's like that's proven in my life. And then I have Mr. Balaji with me. I have been working with him like on another business. So I would like to invite him to speak to you as well regarding this entrepreneurship opportunities. But he is on the another spectrum of the business. So we just talk about how he started, how he transitioned into entrepreneurship, and how he has been like. So he studied basically hospitality management, and from the hospitality management, he turned into entrepreneur. From so last 2 decades, he has worked in the field as an entrepreneur, and he has business across 8 countries. So it's not only like he has business, so he has a family-based business out of India. He is passionate to travel and run operate business into new geographic locations. So have been working him with, other than our own business, I also have been working with him to establish, and we are trying to establish in Saudi Arabia as well. at the moment. So like it's very empowering to have somebody who has done it, who has proven like that as well. So let me welcome Balaji sir. Hello sir.
Yes, hi, hi. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good
Hi,
evening.
good.
Good evening. How are you both? Patu.
Great.
Doing well.
Yes, yes. So first of all, thank you very much for joining, and I heard you both. So let me tell you a little bit. Let me share a few of things which I have noticed throughout my journey. So, like Shahi has already introduced, that my name is Balaji, and Balaji Kumar is my full name. I studied in eastern part of India. I studied hotel management, uh, and went on to become a chef. And then after that, I came to Bahrain, which is in Middle East, and I came for a job. And then within couple of years, within 2 years, I had few things which happened with me, and which basically motivated me to start my own business. And I went into entrepreneurship. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of background, because I heard you both share. Okay, um, throughout, basically, my mom and dad, we are two brothers. My mom is a she was a government school teacher, and my dad was an accountant. So both of them, throughout their life, they worked um, for a long time. Yeah, so they worked for almost like 40 years, and this 40 years of work actually has put them into kind of an employment mindset, completely employment mindset. So that mindset itself, when we look into this employment mindset, um, is like we are constantly working. Like I remember, like, when as a kid, we are two brothers, and my younger brother is like 8 years smaller. So I remember during those days, basically, that my mom will leave around about 7:30 in the morning, and then come back only 5:36 in the evening. And it was so difficult to look after the younger brother. So we used to leave it at the somebody's house, nearby. In India, it's like, okay, quite common. We used to live in a compound, and my younger brother was always there at their house. uh, so so the mindset itself was like, okay, we have studied, now we need to get into the job, and that job is going to basically give us the money. you know and this is what uh, has been, like, I can say, grilled into Asian community, or this community wherever we are right now, whether it's India, whether it's Maldives, whether it's Sri Lanka, or anywhere, basically, is that study first, get good grades, get into the job, you know get a good salary, and in between, maybe your family responsibilities, the marriage, and rest of the things will happen. And that's how basically we will be there for 40 years. So the real freedom, or any kind of that thought itself, doesn't come at any moment. you know I remember that couple of months, during my career, when I was coming to Bahrain. So what happened is, in anticipation of getting a job in Bahrain, I left my job in India. You know, when I left my job in India, I was just unemployed for that 5 months. Well, although I had an offer letter from Bahrain, but that 5 months sitting at home itself had so much of social, I can say, taboo around it. That why are you sitting at home? You could work somewhere. You have studied so much. You worked already. Why did you leave a paying job in anticipation of that another job is okay? You got the offer later, understood, but why did you leave that before? So this our mindset is so much attached to the job that we cannot think that okay, we are out of the job at any moment. Okay. And why is this? Because ultimately we relate everything to our own skill and how much time do we have in hand. These two things we always relate, you know. Like I studied hospitality management, okay, or hotel management, you call it. So we different look into different aspects of hotel. So that's my skill. I chose to become a chef. I chose to be a chef, so I became good at cooking. So it's all the time my mind, or maybe somebody else who looks at me, they always relate that to the skill which I have, which is cooking. That means how much time you can cook, or how good you can be in this, and how much time you can do that. Maybe 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. And your payment or your salary is always based on the skill which you have and how much time you can put in that skill. And our mind always works, especially the middle class mentality. That means when we are not rich and we are always calculating funds, our mind is always thinking about that. Yes, what skill, what can I do, how much time I can put in. And that is where our minds is stuck at that, you know so like what Shahi is basically was telling, or what she was putting across, is everything is related to what belief we are holding. And where is this belief is coming from? Sometime, most of the time, it is coming from our past experiences, or it is coming from the environment where we are. Like if you ask me, in my entire generation, like my father was working, but his father was also employee. In my entire family, when I look into here and there, like even my cousins or extended cousins, I don't see anybody has worked, anybody has went into entrepreneurship. So the idea itself of being an entrepreneur is they don't understand. Is that because they never been there, never seen anyone, saw everyone working for somebody, have been always in employment only. So when you have not been there, how will you basically able to judge? Whereas if you observe anybody who is rich, let's say, okay, rich, or maybe even second generation rich, if you observe somebody, all right, you will see that these people have done well, they have done better, and they take up the business and then make it maybe 2x, 5x, 10x. Why? Because their environment is totally different. Their environment is not controlled by anything. They always think big, talk big. Even if it is a casual discussion, it is always they are thinking big and talking big. Why? Because they are not controlling by any kind of a boundary, right? So in my journey, basically it was difficult. Yes, I came to Bahrain. That was my first experience, in fact, of seeing something beyond what I can say, which I can usually see. Okay, the richness, or I can say the wealth, or how people make money, or how people can enjoy the money what they have. That was my first experience. And what that first experience itself little bit motivated me, and I started getting that thought that is it possible, is this something which I can do? But what to do? That itself was not there. But yes, I know that there is a certain kind of a richness which exists, which doesn't exist in India. Okay. So when I started looking into that, I started basically exploring and I started talking to different people. Okay. I spoke to one of my very close friend with whom I studied hotel management, and he was also accidentally in Bahrain. And I used to discuss, we used to always talk that when do you think we will have our own hotel? We both studied hotel management. The whole idea is that yeah, at one point of time we should have a hotel. So when is that we are going to have our hotel? And then we used to think, we used to calculate, and then we used to just joke about it. It's like, yeah, we will never have that much money so that we can own our own hotel. Okay. And but we used to always talk. We used to always talk. We used to push ourselves, our thoughts in that manner. So I would say that today, when we are thinking about becoming exactly entrepreneur, okay, from employee or wherever we are, I think couple of things which has to be uh, has plays a very vital role. Okay, first is, like I said, is your thoughts. Okay, first of all, your thought has to change, and that thought has to be in that direction that yes, I am looking for something. I am looking, I want to be. Okay, the modalities, yes, probably you don't know, I don't know. Like in my case, I did not know what was the modality, what I am going to do, but yes, that thought was there. Second is, I would say that association is very much important. Okay, like there is a very famous quote by Jim Rohn which says that, if you associate with five millionaires, you will become the sixth one. And if you associate with five beggars or maybe poor thinkers, you will become also the sixth one. So your association also plays a very vital role. Whom are you talking with? Who are the person who is basically guiding you, coaching you, mentoring you, with whom you are together? What is he saying? What is she saying? Is it encouraging all the time? Because most of the time, like I told you, my example is when you talk about a business in a middle class society or maybe family, the first thing which will come is your rejection, which is coming from the family members itself. Forget about going far, forget about going out of the gate of your house. In the house itself, you will hear so much that you will stop there. So you need an association. You need somebody to tell you, guide you, help you, because most of the time our journey, what I have observed is, we are starting with a very limited capital. We are not starting with like too much deep pockets. So we have always this fear attached of losing that money which we have. We don't want to risk everything. So that is where also it is very much important that we safeguard at least a part of it. What How we start and how you can do that, you can only do that by listening with somebody. It's not important that I need to make mistake, then only I will learn. No, it's not required. You can also learn from other people's mistake also. Like, yeah, you can just observe. It's like, okay, somebody made a mistake, I can see that, okay, I should not do this. That learning itself is also very much important. Third thing which I would say is very much important is believe in yourself, because that is the starting point. Once that confidence is there, you can do anything. Okay, how to build? Again, association is very much important. How to build is, again, this is example, like you want to play, you want to do better, you want to gym, anything for that matter. You need a checkpoint. You need somebody who's doing. If we don't have a checkpoint, sometimes you are all alone. All alone is there is no reference. Somebody need to give you a reference. Yeah, you are doing good. You are doing better. You are on the right track. And that leads to something which I would say is the factor of, you call it as a goal, you call it as a dream, you call it as a burning desire, or you can call it as a deep down some reason, anything. But that is something which is everything is leading to. Why are you starting this, or why are you starting this journey of becoming an entrepreneur? Because you want something, you want to achieve something. Okay, maybe a recognition, maybe money, maybe fame, whatever it may be, but you want something. That's why, right? So it's like example, if I ask you, Fatun or Sawat, that Sawat, yeah, that do you drive?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you love
Yes.
driving? Okay. So can I, if I say that, okay, tomorrow you drive down to India, is it possible for you? Will you drive down?
No.
No.
No. Even though you love it, you have your own vehicle, but you will not drive, or you will
There's
not.
no why, right?
There is no why exactly. But let's say example, if I say, Fatun, that tomorrow when you come before 5 o'clock to India, there is a check which is of $1 million ready for you. This is some known relative of you who have left $1 million, but you need to come before 5 o'clock tomorrow evening and collect it. Will you come?
Yes, then I will book a ticket and go.
Yes.
Right
Even
now, right?
if ticket is not there, you will basically find a way to take the Maldives airline, bribe somebody to drive you along, fly you along, come to India, pick that up. Why? Because you have a very strong why which is attached. Okay. So during this course of journey, I understood also very much that every time I need to relate with something which I want to achieve. I want to get there. I want to go there. You know, so be small. I started this when I was earning $600 at that moment of time in Bahrain, but I started relating it like, okay, if I can get maybe just $2,000 in a month, it will be great because that will be 3 times of my income. And I started relating it with that smaller goals, which started pushing me into the bigger uh, goals. It was also increasing my own thoughts, my own beliefs, that also started growing little bit, like Shai was again talking about it in the beginning, that yes, she had a goal, she had a number to achieve, and that number was coming because she was thinking, I was thinking, everybody is thinking about it. So when you're thinking, it will bring you much more closer to it. Okay, so that is what I wanted to share it with you, and then definitely we'll talk more, we'll share more. I will hand over now back to Shai.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
As I was listening to his speech, what I reflected was it was like first the decision that okay, he was assessing his surrounding. I think I can relate to that story really well. When I said that I'm going to be a coach and a speaker, initially it was like my own people who are challenging me, who are saying that you cannot be, and then who also was saying that it's not possible to do it in Maldives. But like being a Maldivian, having like almost 80% of my clients are still Maldivians, and still I'm earning that. I had to, like, because I moved around abroad, and then I was able to pitch into the international market. Okay, I was getting, now 20% of my clientele is about from the like international platform, but 80% is still from the Maldives. And people I remember when I designed my like first program, coaching program, and when I priced it, like I had so many objections coming from people. And like, but you guys believe, like Sopat, you believed in me, you came on, you did the program, and like you also got the certificate. And now that you get the certificate, you realize that it's not about the certificate. It's more about that learning process, isn't it? It's not about the certificate. Nobody asks you where is your certificate. When you want to
Yes.
go and speak, nobody asks where is your certificate. Nobody asks where is it. But it's like who you become along the way, who you evolved. Because I'm doing currently my research, and I was writing the final proposal the other night. So I'm doing my research also into the impact of coaching. And I was writing my research proposal, and then my like supervisor kept on asking me, why is this significant? So I had to answer that question, why is this research significant to me? Like how significant it is to the Maldivian community. And I kept on, and then like after a while I wrote, I think that's how I came up with that status, writing down all the years that I was doing it. And I realized that, okay, it was just a thought that I had. And then from that thought, from where I am today and where I am leading, I'm doing the first research into coaching. I was like really amazed to see that, like, it was when I had nothing, I put in this effort, and then, and finally to publish the first research into it. It's really like a mind blowing thing that came up. So let's, because you both mentioned that, okay, Sopat is having difficulty in quitting, but like you are ready to take that leap because you have been establishing, you have been working on yourself. So you are ready to take that leap. Fatun is about to get started. So both of you, whatever your status at the moment, doesn't matter. The first thing that we have to think about is like, why should you be doing whatever you are doing? So before like I go into that why, I would like to just talk about the offer that I am currently creating. Would you be okay for me to tell you the offer that I am giving?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let me talk about the offer first, and then I will go into why and help you do the exit planning. So we'll just move this one a little bit up. So it can help me. Okay. Okay. So the current offer that I'm doing is, as I said, when you want to go into entrepreneurship, it's always like if you follow a system, it is the best way, the best strategy. Because if you don't follow a system and if you try to do here and there, you will be ending up like failing over and over again. Balaji so very correctly said that, okay, you don't have to fail. You can learn from somebody's failures. So I also learned from, like, made a lot of mistake, but I decided to take the leap this year. So I paid $10,000 to hire a coach for me so that I can take the leap, because I realized that I have been doing it on my own. And if I can get 20,000 up to $27,000 on my own, if I spend that money, I can go. Like I have always that dream of becoming the millionaire. Like even people in my house, you are mad that you cannot do it. Like even my husband would joke around it, but I have that mindset that I can do it. So with that mindset, I keep on, I keep on showing. I do a lot of like a brain. I think you have seen this one, Sofak, maybe the millionaire, the lady million. So I keep on putting it. I prime my brain because I know how powerful the like NLP reframing is. So that's one thing. So let me talk about the MindPreneur program. So the MindPreneur program is basically what I'm doing in the MindPreneur is, first you have to identify your niche. So you have to be very clear. Like for Sapat, you are the habit coach. You have established yourself with that. But when you identify that niche, also you have to focus on and see whether there are people who want to pay for this. Like, okay, you can have a niche, but are there people, are you solving a problem big enough? Like, there are people who have money who are also looking into this problem. So the first thing we do is that niche. That's the first part of the program. Sorry. Okay, so that you have to identify your niche or the roadmap. And then the second part is you have already established again, but for Fatun, you are new into the field. So once you have this group of people, the Facebook algorithm, you know how these algorithms work. So without doing the advertising, how can you organically sell? So that's what I have been doing. Without doing any advertisements, how can I get to my target? So the organic, like FB or TikTok, wherever you establish, okay, you can organically reach to the right people and the pitch into the right people, you can do the work. So this is the second part of the program. And then the third part is the content creation. Again, because Sapat has done the program with me, like she jumped into the content creation, and like that's what she discussed it at the beginning. Now people know her. Earlier when somebody says to Sapat, who is Sapat? But now when somebody says, so for the habit coach, okay, everybody knows. When I started with my coaching journey, people were like mocking me. Who is the coach? Which sport it is? People were mocking me. But now when I think for the last, I observed, for the last 3 months, I never got a message saying, do you do counseling? But previously, like for the last 2 years, I was always getting, that's the first message. Are you a counselor? Do you do counseling? But now nobody asks whether I'm a counselor. Now people know that I'm the coach and I do coaching. People come to me for coaching. So the content creation based on your niche. Yeah, like you have to establish yourself and you have to tell the importance of this niche. You are solving the right problem for this right group of people who can pay you your monetary target. And then the other part is how to sell. So how to sell, in the how to sell, you have to create high ticket offers. Now you can either choose to sell a 500 rupiah, let's say in my Dua program, it's a 500 rupiah per month. So like, okay, I can get X numbers, but are you going to stick with that 500 rupiah package? Or are you going to create a high ticket offer where you can charge maybe $2,000? So instead of this 500 rupiah, whether you can charge $2,000 and you can make the difference. So we to how to sell using the focusing on this niche, how to create that, the irresistible offer. This is what we call the irresistible offer. Somebody who is looking for a problem, who has a problem, you create that problem and you create an irresistible offer. Yeah, you know that you can solve that person's problem and then you sell it. And then like on one-on-one coaching sessions. So I will be working as like one-on-one coaching. If you feel stuck, okay, I'm stuck. This week I'm stuck. I cannot do it. Okay, we'll do one-on-one coaching. Also, we will do weekly group coaching. And this is basically how the program is done. And at the end of the day, the promise is first, your target is to create the irresistible offer where you go into making your $5,000. That's the first target. And then like at the end of the year, your target is to make your first $20,000. So through the program, this is what I am helping to help you go from like zero or wherever you are to first $5,000 and then try to have it consistently and then go design your irresistible offer where you can create the $20,000 product, where you can get the $20,000. Like you might be hearing me like I'm talking about $80,000 in 3 months. So the moment I advertised this one, I had an accident and I had to be like most of the last 5 months I was not able to work. But does that demotivate me? Does it like put me out of work? No, I can still do the work. I can basically I work only maybe 6 to 8 hours. That's my working time. Currently per week, my working hours are 6 to 8 hours per week. Of course, I sit here throughout the day because I write, I do the NGO and I do a lot of, I study and I do a lot of things. So I might be sitting, I might be like awake in the night, but it doesn't mean I'm working. This 6 to 8 hours, that's how much I work at this moment. So through this Mindpreneur course, like you can go into this $20,000 mark. That's where it is leading. The question is how much. So in the program, the price of the program is $6,000. $6,000 is for 1 year. That means like within the 1 year, you can pay monthly $500. So it's around 7,710 rupiah per month if you take it. And compared to like what you can earn, what you can do, it's for somebody who is earning. This cannot be a big thing, because it's like it's taking you to where you want to go, isn't it? So in this program, let's say if somebody is for support, let's say she has done the coaching program. So she doesn't have to become a coach certificate or speaking or anything. She is ready to embark, directly jump into entrepreneurship, create that irresistible offer, and then go and sell it. That's like what you have to do. Like for Fatun, you have to first master the skill. Like, okay, you have to make the decision. Okay, do I want to do coaching, speaking, or training? Is that what I want? You have to make that decision. Do I want to do something else? So if so, what it is, you have to make that decision, and then you. So for me, my experience is when you go into like a brick and mortar, because Fatou mentioned initially that I have few pages where I sell things, and that is not enough. So the question is, in this day and age, are you going to operate an Instagram page and then sell something, buy something, take all the burden of selling, or you can just work 6 to 8 hours per week and then still earn whatever you are earning to begin with. So this is basically the page, the program. So with that, just leave that. So let's come back to your, with that, do you have any question, by the way? The
No,
program?
no.
Okay.
No, and I am like very excited to see this because I have been thinking about it for a few
Hmm.
months now.
Hmm.
I think that is the main target for me also, to have a high ticket sale, as you said.
Hmm.
So I am in the process of, you know, finding my that kind of product.
Hmm. You
So
are
for
already
that I
in the
need
path,
some,
isn't it? Yes.
yeah. So I need some time, at least some time for me to think clearly, because because of my work, I have to give so much of my energy and my uh, time, and
Hmm.
I feel that that is holding me back, to have this kind of free thinking. I need that. So for that, I want to just quit and focus on this thing.
Yes, I think for you, you are ready, because as we discussed earlier, you have this enough, like equal proportion, because you are earning from your, and you also established, like you have laid the foundation. Like let's say if you compare you and Fatun has to still lay the foundation for her, but you have laid the foundation. So you have to create that product, you have to sell it. Now your target would be, and then if you, whatever you are doing at this moment, because of whatever you are doing, you can easily start getting income, isn't it? You can start getting income. So that's like, I think whatever you are looking for is there. So let's jump a little bit into some activities so you get more clarity. Fatun, do you have a book and a pen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is called the 7 level deep. We have, maybe Sapat has like seen this one. So let's go with your entrepreneurship dream. At the end of the next 12 months, what do you want to earn as an entrepreneur? So define that. Now, when you think about this goal, the first thing I would say is, don't think whether you can achieve this or not. Don't think whether you can do it or not. Don't doubt yourself, because what would I say, a Muslim entrepreneur, I have this tendency where I always go into challenges where I would pick something that is not doable. That is
Mm.
not doable. I will take that and I will make sure that I do it. Like when I put the $20,000 goal, like I also kept on asking myself, Shahina, is this something that is possible? But with that one, I was able to day by day overcome my own negative energy. So the question is, like, if you are to achieve this one, what is that goal that you want to achieve at the end of the year? If it is like when we do the calculations later in another session, if it's not possible, like, okay, we will readjust. It's not a problem. But you have to learn a lot of mindset things, the NLP part, the Dwa part, and all these things will integrate for you. So let's write a goal. For me, this goal is at the moment, because I had this accident, I was not able to do the work. So I'm again, like I'm working on the journey of making that $80,000 in 3 months. The question is like, why? Why do I want to do it? So that's the first question. Answer that question. Whatever that comes to, don't think too deeply. Whatever that comes to your mind, write that why. So for me, the first why is I wish to spend for my son's education. So that first why, you write your why. Done?
Yes.
Okay. So again, for this question, let's ask a second why. Why do you want to do this thing? So for me, why do I want to spend for my son's education? So that why, let's answer that question. For me, the answer is I don't want to go into riba. That's the first one. Then
Mm.
okay, let's again ask another why. Why not riba? What's the problem with the riba? Let's ask that why again. So we are going on the third layer. For me, like riba is basically about a loan. So as a single mom, I didn't want my son to take a loan and then study. Because if he takes a loan, that means like Safat is already experienced in it here. Like if he takes a loan, if I allow him to take a loan and study, that means when after 4 years of studying, when he comes back, he will be struggling for the next 10, 12 years to repay this loan. As a mom, I didn't want my son to go into this one. So riba, like the Muslim concept of like loan, and then also like I didn't want to him to. Okay, so write your third why.
Okay.
Dapat done? Okay. Now again, why didn't I want my son to take a loan? Let's think about this. Again, I'm asking what? Because what happened was my story is I had to go through a divorce. And because of that divorce, I had to raise my 2 kids as a single parent. So as a single parent, that's my biggest fear as a single parent. If I had to take a loan for my son and I have to experience this riba, like it's the most challenging thing. So as a single parent, I didn't want to go for a loan. So this is mostly because I had to do with as a single parent. Basically, from the kid's dad, I'm not getting that support. So that's why I want to do it on my own. Fatun, were you able to identify a fourth why?
Yes.
Okay. How about you, Sopat? Okay, done. Right. So again ask you for the fourth answer, again ask you the same question. Why? As a single parent, okay, you didn't want your son to go through, take a loan, and why? Why is it? So it connects with my, like, the first thing is it connects to with my religion. As a Muslim, we are told that riba is, that the interest is haram. So, like, as a whether I'm a single mom or whether I'm married, like, I am crossing my boundaries as a Muslim. So I don't want to cross that boundary. And this is where it hit me. Like, but I will do whatever it takes to, like, save myself from that hellfire, isn't it? As a Muslim. Now let's first write this one, whatever that comes to you here. Done?
Yes.
Yes. So sometimes you might have, you can still unpeel this why. You can go into another two layers if you haven't hit. For me, like, this is everything. As a Muslim, I shouldn't touch riba. So there is nothing that goes. If I ask another why, that why would be I want to end up in Jannah. That's my why, isn't it? The sixth layer would be I would want to end up in Jannah. That's my sixth and final. So you can go up to seven layers based on the answers that you get. This is what you call the 7-level deep. So when you are very clear with this one, remember the example Balaji said initially. Okay, if do you know how to ride? So, okay, are you willing to come to India? No, you're not willing to come to India. But okay, before 5 p.m., come here tomorrow and I am going to give you this much money. You will go at any extra cost, you will go and receive that funds because it is something that matters to you. So for me, it's that thing that matters. There's nothing I would strive more than this ending up myself in Jannah. Also saving my kids from, isn't it? So this is that place. So until sometimes the answer you get will really make you cry. Will really think about that one, and this is where you hit. And you hit this one. There is no looking back. Isn't it? When you hit here, you cannot look back and sleep peacefully. Can you? What are your reflections, Sopat?
Uh, for some time, I was thinking about my why, but not at this level. This really hit me.
You're already in the zone, isn't it? You're already in the zone where you have touched this one. So now the question is how important it is for you. Like, okay, you are what do we call? There is something called what we call this thing. You are unconscious about unknown things. You don't know what you don't know, basically. You don't know what you don't know. But then there is the level where you are conscious of what you don't know, isn't it? You know that you don't know. And then the moment you are conscious about what you don't know, you will like be in the agony stage where you will strive yourself to go to the next level, where you will try everything to become the conscious Conscious loan stage. So now let's say Sapat is here. Because earlier when you initially took the loan, it was everything was you want to study. And it's the, what would I say? It's the message our society promotes. The whole community at large promotes that. Okay, the parents will push the child to get A stars in all the subjects at grade 12. You didn't get it. Okay, if you didn't get it, like as Balaji said, that you should study, you should get a good job. So in order for you to get that good job, like you took the loan, but you are not very conscious about this fact that you are doing something like not permitted as a Muslim. Like people might hear about it. That's what the concept that I am promoting in the community. Everybody is saying that okay, take a loan and send the kid to, but I am totally against it. As a single parent for the last, I think, 16 years, I fought with this dream that I am going to do something so that my kids don't have to end up in university with a loan. I fought for this dream. I worked for 18 hours a day, basically. Why? Because I wanted that one. I know that I don't want my kids to go there with a loan. So I've been like pushing myself. That's the reason. Because I know. Okay, now that suppose you are aware, the first thing that you should be, what is the first thing that you should be doing at this moment?
What do you mean? Can you explain?
Okay, now let's say we are talking about now, like, let's say from the why, one of the why you hit the problem of the riba. Let's say you hit that. So I saw that it hit you really hard when I mentioned that it hit you. So you are at this point. So if you are at this point, okay, what would be your exit strategy in that case? So now we are talking about that strategy. What should be yours? You know why you should be doing. You are now in the consciously you know your problem. So now that you have to push yourself to the next stage where you have to get rid of this thing, isn't it?
Yes, yes. I
You have to get.
have to, yeah, I have to pay back this loan as soon as possible.
Yes,
So for that, I have to go to extra mile and just
yes,
find what are my options that I can work and,
yes,
get enough money to pay off this.
yes,
And
definitely.
my second why is that if anything happens to me and this since my mom is the guarantor for the loan, so it
Mm,
will come to her. I really
mm,
don't want that to happen. So that is my second why. And one thing is leading to another. So I want to be financially free, as well as you said, I want my I don't want my son to end up in the same situation as me. So finally it is going to live in a purposeful life and end up in
yes,
Jannah, inshallah.
agree. Yes,
So as
yes.
you said, this is really connecting the dots.
Yes, it really connects the dot. So now that you know, you are aware, now you have to plan that exit strategy and you have to follow the exit, take a process. Like as I said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like I was struggling because I know I was aware about this one 16 years ago that I don't want to put it on their head. Like as a single, I became a single parent when my elder son was 7 years. So what I did was I kept on pushing from the when he was in grade 2, my elder son was in grade 2. I kept on pushing that message to my son. You have that potential in you. Let's go for the A stars in A level. So when he was in grade 2, I made sure that I did that work with him so that he ends up in there. And I later got married. Okay, I failed my marriage when he finished his O level with 5 A stars and 3 A's. When he finished his O level with this one, when he embarked on the journey to go for A level, I was going through my second marriage. So I had to move out with these two kids, and my son was into depression because what I was going through in my at my home. My son was like, it was not only me who went into depression. It was my son who went into depression along with me. So, like he said, when he started this A level, he went to school in the first semester, and he said, "Mama, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I don't have that strength." So I had to let him go. Okay, you can quit school. So I let him stop early. And in this moment, I realized that, okay, this dream didn't work. So the question is, are we going to give up and are we going to end up in alone? No, we didn't do it. But we kept on pushing. And alhamdulillah, today both of my kids are in Malaysia studying. So the power of knowing this why, the power of keep on pushing you and becoming something so that you can like answer that why. That's the powerful thing. So now that you know you have to do it, you cannot sleep peacefully. You have to take action. You have to make sure that, okay, we don't know. Like, okay, we cannot guarantee the results. But we can do, I can say that I did the work each and every day of my life. Like last 5 months, I had the plan. My son got enrolled in the university, but I ended up on the road, and like for the last 5 months, I was not able to. Does that mean I'm going to quit? No, I'm not going, because I know I have to push. I have to keep on pushing me, isn't it? Okay, Father, how about you? What is your why about?
My why is about, it's a bit different. It's about, first why is financial freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to work under someone. Second is work-life balance. Third is, since I'm planning a family, I want to be there for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I don't want to hire a nanny. So those are my whys.
Okay. So the question is, let's go for this one. You have been married for the last 2 years nearly. So the
Yeah.
question is, are you going to sacrifice? Is there any way that you can sacrifice this one? And you have a nanny for your life, for your kid?
No,
No. In
I
that
don't.
case, the question is, are you ready to take that bold step and say that, okay, no matter what, I'm going to push myself so that I will work, I will overcome this financial problem, I will like work-life balance, I will have the time to spend with my kids, and also without a nanny, I can raise my kids. Are you
Yes.
ready to take that bold action?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, so that's where we end up. This is the power of that why. Now you have to identify. In the next session, we will go a little bit about the mindset, the negative beliefs. When we want to say, we say this why, and when we get started, like Sapat was earlier talking about, let's say you decide to leave. So the entire community will be telling you, you have this. Okay, here. Okay, here. Okay, the community, right? These people. Okay, these people will be asking why. Is this question where you answer these people with their like this question, answering them, or your why more important?
Of course, why?
Your why, isn't it? And this one, as we discussed, there is no one who cares. Of course, the people who care would be like you mentioned that you have talked to your mom, you have talked to your husband and your dad-in-law. These are the people. If anything goes wrong, these are the people who have to look after you, like to look after your kid, and who has to support you. So of course you have talked to them, you have got the, and they gave a very positive response to you. It's like you are mature enough to make your own decisions. So you are there at this point. So just like plan accordingly and let's get started. If you are like in that zone, let's get started. My guarantee is, you like from where you are at this moment, like target is 6 months. At the end of the 6 months, you should be having that high ticket offer. You should be earning that $5,000. Further, you have to start like from where you have to decide on a skill that you will be establishing. You have to establish that skill by the first 6 months while working. So if you can allocate that 2 hours per day, like so forth, if you want to go first, okay, you can allocate. If you are let's say as decided, if you are submitted by 27, you have more than 2 hours. So it's how much you can push yourself. Of course, you will have lot of challenges. Of course, there will be like we say a goal, we make a target and we say that I'm going to do this one at X. Like this is the date. We can set that goal. But what we have to make sure is that this goal, this date should not define our actions. Because you might put a date, but it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's timeline that things happen for us. But if we look into how our brain works, how it works, we have to. So recently I have come up with I call this one like the manifest any goal framework. And I was like working with, I have done the neuroscience coaching recently, and I have been working with neuroscientists as well. So what I have learned in this one is there are neurons in our brain. Let's imagine this is a neuron. So this neuron, this one has like connection. These dendrites are there. So what happens is so according to neuroscience, what they have proved that this moment is in terms of goal setting. They are non-Muslims, they talk about goal setting. So what they say is, when you think about this one, let's say tonight we had this spark. So the first spark, the first neuron, it will start like the bulb will lighten up. So what happens is when you start thinking about any neurons connected to this one. So let's say you have one neuron here, you have another neuron here about related to this one, these neurons. So what happens is the more you think about it, the more you work on it, the more you prime your brain towards this one goal, what happens is, okay, this dendrites, this will go and connect with this one. So this connects with this one. And then this again go and this connects with this one. And this connects with this. So this whole thing, it should connect. All the dendrites, all the neurons related to this one should connect. And this is where the goal actually manifests. So this is proven formula from according to neuroscience. So that's why this, and they say, like I work with Dr. James Doty. He says, like, you cannot define this time. You cannot define this time where this will connect. If you put a timeline, and if you say that I am going to do by 30th June 2025, and your only focus is this thing, that means you will be more stressed day by day. So instead of focusing on this timeline, the timeline is of course your guiding light, your compass. So you know that you have a target to achieve this one, but you like after setting this one and after breaking down. So let's say Sapati is starting tomorrow. So your target is first should be you have to start creating your offer. Let's say you have to start creating your offer. Then you have been already doing the marketing. So organically towards this offer, you are identifying your niche and all those things. Once you are very clear with the niche, you will start with the offer. So as you work on the offer, you will also be like targeting to these people who are looking for this problem, the problem that you are solving. And then you will start with this one. And then you will start free webinars. You will do things where you attract to this one. Let's say I announce this program tonight, this webinar. You are the people who are into like switching, transitioning from employee. So you joined and it is the right program for you. So like the high ticket, the offer where somebody who is looking for the exact thing comes and clicks. It doesn't matter whether you buy or not. I'm not worried about whether you buy or not, but I am more focused on putting it to the right person. So, okay, you both are right people who wants this one. You might say no. So when you are ready, you will come. I have no doubt about that. But if I focus on this date and by this date, if I cannot do this, I am a failure. What will people say? No, if you think on this, you are draining your energy. Because if you look at yourself, you have a battery. So every morning you wake up, let's say take our phone. Every morning when we charge our phone and when we take it, it has 100%. Let's say now my phone has 62% battery. So as the day goes, as I use it, utilize it, it's going down like until, and we have to reset. We have to recharge. So this energy we recharge. So focus, set this one, you create the timeline and you keep on working. And you have to keep on, like every week, you have to analyze what did work for me, what did not work for me. And you have to adjust your steps and go along. And that's how you move up the ladder. And eventually you will hit that goal. How much do you have as your loan balance, Sofat?
Now around 150,000. I paid almost half of it.
Okay. Now let's do a little bit of calculation. Based on what you are earning currently, your current earning, based on that, how many more like months you have to, based on the current earning? Monthly, how much are you paying?
Monthly, I'm paying 5,000.
Okay, so annually you
The
are
actual
paying
amount,
60,000. Yes. And annually it's
so
60,000, isn't it? So if you are with the current salary and with whatever you are earning currently, if you pay, you will take an additional, let's say, 2 years, isn't it? With the current setting, it's another 2 years. So if you can push yourself, and let's say, like my promise is, if you work with me, like within the next 6 months, that's $5,000. So whatever you are earning in the sideline from your tuition, in addition to that, if you can pay this $5,000, it's like 1 year's like money you are getting in 6 months. So you can pay this one. So at the end of the year, so it will go like quickly. And you can pay this one within, you can target to pay this one within a year maximum. Isn't it? So the 2 years we can combine.
yeah.
And you will know when you start, when you get started and when you focus on the correct niche and then you create that offer, you will know, okay, these are the kind of challenges that I am going through. And based on these challenges, because we are focusing on, like we are following a process that has worked, we can identify. And also, like in addition to my framework, Balaji sir is working on another framework. He is another process. So if you're interested in that process, we can always have, like show you guys that business as well. So this is not only one business, because I wanted financial freedom. I was working at Villa College for almost like 9 hours a day, 9 to 10 hours. So by that time, like I was working with the vice rector as the human resources manager. And we go to office at 9 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, if I say that I am going, he will say, have you finished this work? And then he will give 2 more projects and he will say, at Villa College, we do the work. And that's how we show the results. And I will end up working until 8 p.m. I will end up going home and working up to like 10 p.m. with that work, that project we have to finish. And I got completely fed up. I got completely fed up. Where's my freedom? Where's my time freedom? So I decided, okay, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to push myself. So every day, like from 9 a.m. to like almost 7 p.m., 8 p.m., I was like at work. From 8 to 11, I made sure that I worked every night. So I allocated that time, and finally, after 2 years at Villa College, I was able to move. So by then, when I resigned, I was able to make Villa College. I was earning 15,000 rupiah. So when I resigned, I was earning 15,000 rupiah by working only 2 hours. So when I went full in, I was able to make it double, triple. So that's how the like formula works. So any questions, Fatun? What are your thoughts? Fatun is very like relaxed.
No, no, I'm a bit tired. That's why.
Okay.
No,
So
I'm
what
just
are your thoughts around
listening.
it?
I think I can also do that, but I don't know actually what, but I have come to the realization that I no longer want to work, no matter
Hmm.
how much of the salary that I get paid and other benefits as well. I no longer want to work in a 9 to 5 job. So,
Hmm.
but I actually don't know what I will do because I'm a bit shy also. I'm not very good at talking and putting myself out there, but still I think there's something that I can
Don't
do.
say that.
So for this, the only person who
Oh
can
my
say.
God. I used to say that. I don't know how many times I said that. I feel so nervous at my core. I can't even say a word before. I remember the first class I attended, Miss Shahina. Uh, what did I do? I couldn't even talk. I was shivering. I was like shaking when I spoke to Miss Shahina. Oh my God. I remember that day.
So it's
But
not about
you know,
able to do. It's like I would say it's a definition or a character trait that you give to yourself. It has nothing to do with you being an introvert, you being shy, or you being not able to stay. Now let's look at Fatun. She has worked at MSCL for the last how many years?
11 years.
11 years. That
Yeah,
commercial
11.
experience, those contracts that you do, can anyone, like, can you, somebody who comes up new beat you and do those?
no, it will take time.
It will take time. Can you teach somebody who is new into the field how to do those contracts and like gain that momentum? Can you teach that person how to do that?
Yes.
And if that person is willing to pay you, would
Mhm.
it be worth pushing that idea?
Yes.
It is, isn't it? That's what we do. When I started doing like even the last video I did, I think in English, like there was somebody like laughing, even on social media. Yeah, are you a Maldivian? Like criticizing. But I believe in myself. I believe in my dream. I can, of course, like Sapat is doing Divahi like speeches on TikTok. I like purposely don't do it because my currently my audience is like to go international. I want to become the millionaire. I think in 2022 I did a program, the entrepreneurship training program at Stanford University, and we had to put a goal of putting $1 million on the goal in the program. And after putting that goal, I was going and telling my my mentor. I had a mentor who was assigned to me. I was telling, I have to put 1 million here, but I don't want that 1 million. That was my statement. So whatever I did during that program was, I don't want to do that. But people who believed in that dream, they were able to. But my statement was, I don't know why it would, like I had so many negative beliefs around that 1 million. And saying that okay, I will be not working for my Jannah, I would be spending more time. But as I went along, as I went up the layer, I realized, as I said, I'm working only 6 to 8 hours per week now. So if I can use my creativity, if I can create more high ticket programs, I don't have to work these 6 to 8 hours as well. So it is freeing up my time. If I have to build up a system where my people, my pool of people can do the work, I just have to like help them think, help them be creative, and then I can save up this time. So I have much more goal. I realized that. And I had a goal in my goal book where I said I want to give 33% of my income as charity. Now, if I'm not earning this income, how can I give 33% of my income? I will be barely surviving with whatever I was getting. So this is the difference. So let's plan out your exit strategy. Let's get started. It's
Mhm.
about a matter. So do you have anything to add on? Okay.
I think perfectly fine.
Okay. Thank you. So, Sapat, anything you want to add on? What was your experience tonight? Let's share your experience, like you are learning, your takeaways maybe.
It has given me a bit clarity on, and I have been thinking differently to change my, like, if there is any way to change my mind about this, because there is a little bit self doubt still, there is, but maybe I was looking for someone to say that no, you should do this. Maybe I was actually expecting someone to say that you are doing something, just go for it, like that. From this session, my that belief got little bit bolder, more cleared now. Alhamdulillah, I am on the right track to take this decision. And as you said, with this seven level deep, finding my why, many things got cleared to just take this route and find that thing. Yeah,
Yeah, and inshallah you can do it. You know that
inshallah.
I'm the first person who would say that you can do it because
Inshallah.
because you are the person who said I cannot speak. I'm shivering. I still hold my hand together. You're the person, and I remember that day when you wrote on social media saying that I was this person who was holding my hand, but I am speaking in a forum in Malaysia. I was at the podium. I can still remember that day when you said that. And then when you started working on TikTok, I was even amazed at how you are doing. Whenever I watch that rally got on TikTok, so it's very rare times that I've seen a video. But whenever I see that video, I can see that. Of course, it will take time. It's something that is rooted within you that you are afraid, something that you have believed all your life. I am shy, I cannot speak. So it will take time for you to overcome it. But if you look back to the last 1 year, you know that you can do it, isn't it? You just have to say that I am going to do it. And you are the first person. I remember there was one student, let me just give you. So there was one student who they have completed the first from the first batch. One student who was I cried that night as a trainer. I think I have not cried like that since I started my journey. She made me so what would I say, feel, what would I say, that exact word, I should be ashamed of myself running this course. That was the level of you are giving too much. You know that we are people who are working, we have two jobs, we are doing this two jobs, and the program is not equipped well, it has too many things. And you are the first person who proved otherwise. You are the first person who pushed all those layers and who went and read those 6 books, did all the lives on time, did all the coaching sessions on time, and said that I have done it. I had to just adjust my mindset. That's what you said. It's a belief. So can you imagine that you're that person who did it? So you can do it, this one. Why not? Isn't it? I think you're stuck, Safat. Isn't it?
Yeah, my connection got, there was a misconnection just now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Miss,
How
what
much
did
did you
you say,
hear?
sorry? I heard I was the person who did the 6 books, even though I was, as
Yeah.
I was very busy during those days. I was traveling to India for my mom's medical, and juggling my work and my everything. But I was so focused, and I have seen the improvement from day one. That's why I want to give my 110%.
Yes. Yes, you are the person. That's what I said. When you got that certificate, when I said that to this student, when I told to this student that Sofat has earned the certificate, when I told like, so she was saying that I was unfair. I was given different tasks to different students, and like all the blames were on me. That night I was crying. I had that like what would I say? I should be stopping the program, like I shouldn't be doing the work. It like felt I was so terribly like felt bad that I thought, okay, I'm doing the wrong thing. And I kept on asking my husband, am I doing the wrong thing here, like trying to like equip. And he kept on saying, no, you shouldn't reduce the quality of your program to even by 1 inch, because like if I didn't give you to read those books, you will not be equipped with whatever you are equipped today. If you didn't do the lives and if you didn't do the coaching sessions, you will not be able to go into the market. Of course, like these people, they have received the ICF certificate recently by 11 days training, and it's an internationally recognized certificate. And these people who have received this certificate is like my students who are saying this one. So can you imagine that? So it's not about if when you want to blame, you can blame. But when you want to do it, you can do it. So that's the power. You are the person who said, okay, I thought I don't have the time. But then I realized that I just have to master my time. And you did it.
Yeah, I remember one day I was saying that I get so overwhelmed by these pending tutorials, and it was during Ramadan time. So I always believe that, when if I put my focus on something, I will do it. So for
Hmm.
that also, uh, first I need to understand what is my problem. I know there is
Hmm.
a problem. That's why I was unable to manage everything. But once I put my focus, maybe that was kind of realization I got read in those books and putting the work in action.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And then because you did it, all the other students followed you. That also in the second batch, that was what happened, because you did it. People who were saying that I cannot do it, and you and Zamat, both of you were doing it on time, and because you did it, all the others. I remember one of the students who was like batch 2 student, she was saying all the negative things at me, and like finally she also finished the certificate, like she got the certificate. So that's the power. You just have to believe, you have to prove, you have to like hold the hand of other people. So I'm sure you can do it. You're just on the right
Inshallah.
path, inshallah. Okay, Fatul, what are your thoughts, what are your learnings from tonight, and what are your like maybe decisions?
My takeaway is that I can actually do something. I got the confidence to do the work and allocate some time to do it. Those are my takeaways for now.
Yes, good. Yes. So if you have any questions, you can ask the question, and we will wrap up for tonight.
No,
Um,
no
no
question.
question. Yeah, no question.
Fatul, did you say something?
No questions for now.
Okay, great. So let's take a selfie, a photo maybe.
Thank you. I would like to thank Balaji sir. Really, I could reflect on your story of growing up in a middle class family. No one like thinking about entrepreneur. They don't know what entrepreneur is. I mean, from the beginning, we are mentally fed that we have to work we have to get a certificate to work, and there is no coming back from that. I remember, it will take another 5 minutes. You know,
Yes.
after completing my master's ACCA, I joined this tax authority, and my son was 4 years old, and I have to work from 8 to 5:30, around 5:30. So, and during night also I have to give my time. So I was unable to balance my life, and you know the expenses and everything. My time was not managed, my finances was not managed. But I am a certified person, and I felt that this is not going the way I want my life to be. And I was my I was having a really hard time with my personal life also. So everything was so messed up.
I think we lost her, right?
Yeah.
Everyone, from Ireland, from my friends, everyone doubted my decision. But I don't want to say that, because of this, I am moving to my island. But I know why I am moving to my island. And I needed that time to figure out what's my purpose, what's the thing that I want to do in my life, because I have been in that roller coaster for more than 7 years, and nothing was improving. And I had to explain that to so many people, including my mom as well. But alhamdulillah, now she's really, she used to say that, before she used to say that, maybe I'm immature to take, that kind of decision. But now, alhamdulillah, she will always really support me, and always, will be just be next to me, supporting my decisions to take these kind of, you know whenever I join the program, or whenever I go for a speech, she will uh, share, post, everything she will do to support me. And that give me that kind of motivation. And I can feel that there is so much change in her mindset as well, because of, my this doing this.
Very good, very good. Money is just a byproduct. Yeah, these
Yeah,
satisfaction.
it's a tool, right?
So,
Yeah, recently I learned that money is
great.
just a tool.
Yes. Great sharing. Great sharing. Thank you.
I can relate to that point as well. As I said earlier, when I started, when I had to put that 1 million, because it was a program where I had to do a 1 million, and I have to calculate, like, reverse engineer to see, like, okay, at this month how much I have to earn by at the end of the 18 months if I have to earn 1 million. So I had to do the reverse engineering, reverse calculations, and I kept on saying to myself that. No, like, I don't want 1 million. Why do I need a million? And then, as we moved here to Jeddah, I see a lot of airplanes flying, because it's a small city and we live nearby the airport. I see a lot of airplanes flying by. And as I look into these airplanes, I will, like, visualize myself traveling in a business class, like in a business class seat. And after a while, after this accident and injury, I was really laid back, like, with pain. I was not able to do anything, so I was, like, barely living the day. And recently, as we began this year, I thought, okay, I was analyzing myself, and I realized that I was not doing the things that I have learned in these programs, the mindset things. Even, like, every year I would set a word of the year, But last 1 year, I had no word of the year. I think I wrote an article about it as well. I had no word of the year. And when I look back, I realized I have all these tools in my bucket, but I'm not using anything. I just let it go. Because one challenge I had during that time was, as we moved to Jeddah, because of the dependent visa, I'm not allowed to do any work here locally. But recently they have opened an opportunity. So through the IGAMA process, now I can do, the companies can, so now I can do that. So as I was analyzing, I realized because of this one challenge that I was having, I almost lost, like me. I lost hope and everything was there. So I set the goal and I was reflecting. So from the beginning of the year, I was like visualizing this trip on, this trip, just yesterday we completed the trip, and alhamdulillah, like I was able to do it on a business class seat, but it was like unlike what I was visualizing, my husband had to pay for that because he got a seat on the business class from his company, and like he cannot take me in the economic class, so he had to pay like $2,500 for my ticket. And now, like, as I was reflecting on the experience, what I realized is actually, if we like the lifestyle, the things, because as a coach, one of like speaker, one of my targets is I want to travel around the world. Now that when I want to travel around the world because of a knee injury and a back injury, I have like the whole flight I would be in pain because like I had to sit without stretching my legs. So I was thinking, okay, money is a byproduct. If I want to live this lifestyle, okay, I should have that money. I should work for that money. Then only like I can relax in a relaxed manner. I can live. It's not about like me being greedy, maybe like taking my time. And so I was able to, with that mindset, I was able to put things on my calendar and like keep on pushing those things. Like every day, even whatever project I am doing, every day I have to allocate that 1 hour for my Quran's big studies. And so I was able to do that. The first thing on my work calendar is like 1 hour for Quranic studies, like something I can do. So how beautiful that is. That only comes with the money, and we have that limited mindset. Okay, money is evil. We don't have that, isn't it? So that's the like power of
Yes.
it. So powerful. So, okay. Let's smile. Fatum, can you stand up a little bit, get up, so I can take a beautiful photo. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Thank you. Bye-bye. Inshallah, we'll have another free session next week as well. We are trying to put this one to like put it to the right group of people. So, Fateh, if you like need to get started, think about it, and then you can always reach out to me. Okay.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.